Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Kmart, and I want to talk about some basketball. And we do have something to talk about here pretty late in the evening at this point, as there has been an alteration to the trade that was being talked about earlier today, the three-way trade between the Boston Celtics, the Washington Wizards, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Um, Kind of went up in flames very recently. If the tweets sort of have it correctly here, there were some concerns about the health of Malcolm Brogdon that kind of was slowing down um, the finalization of this trade. And obviously, the Celtics and Wizards were on a little bit of a timetable here. They had until midnight Eastern time for Porzingis to opt into his player option so that he could be traded on his current deal. So the Clippers were kind of dragging their feet a little bit. The Celtics and the Wizards decided to restructure the trade, go find a different third partner here, and that third partner is the Memphis Grizzlies. So, with that in mind, we'll go over what the new trade looks like. It's mostly the same, at least from the Celtics' perspective. They still get Kristaps Porzingis. However, they also get a little bit extra that was not going to be included in the original trade. They are getting 2 first-round picks from the Memphis Grizzlies. One of them is a 2023 draft pick, so one of the picks in tomorrow's draft. The other one is a 2024 first rounder that originally belonged to Golden State. So if you're the Celtics, you got even more than you were getting the first time around. It was originally just Porzingis. Now it's Porzingis plus 2 first rounders. So the Celtics obviously take a little bit of a step up there. Meanwhile, for one of the other teams in the original version of this trade, the Washington Wizards, they now get Tyus Jones from Memphis, and they get a second-round pick in this upcoming draft. So they get Tyus Jones instead of Marcus Morris Sr., which personally I think is maybe a little bit better. Tyus Jones's numbers in terms of scoring were a little bit lower than what Morris has. In fact, let me pull him up right here on the screen. This season, he averaged 10.3 points, 2.5 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 44% shooting from the field. Not bad. Not exactly a sniper from three, though. 37% from beyond the arc, but serviceable, right? And that's exactly what he was with the Grizzlies as well. He was the backup to Ja Morant. He did a decent job of that. He was able to hold the fort while Ja was injured / away from the team, and you would assume that he would bring that same sort of level of not star play, but at least consistency to a Wizards team that, as we mentioned earlier today in the original video, is probably looking to rebuild. So you got a guy on a cheap contract, 14 million for Tyus Jones in the final year of that contract. So he's going to be out there, obviously, trying to play his best to attract offers from other teams. Plus, a second round pick. Uh, yeah, that one's kind of whatever. They're getting a lot of second rounders from the Bradley Beal trade, but at least it's an asset going their way, if nothing else. So for the Wizards, the situation remains largely the same. For that third team that gets added to the mix, the Memphis Grizzlies, they end up giving up Tyus Jones and 2 first-round picks, but they get Marcus Smart back from the Celtics. So a player with obviously a very much defensive mindset, someone who can run the offense in Ja Morant's absence, and then when Ja does come back after that 25-game suspension, still going to be solid. Probably will have to come off the bench. I don't know if maybe they want to move things around, have Ja and Smart on the court at the same time, one at the 1 and one at the 2 perhaps, but it gives them some flexibility there. He kind of slots into a little bit of that spot that maybe Dylan Brooks had been occupying, where he's primarily there as a defender, but he has some sort of chops on the offensive end as well. Kind of similar play styles on that front. So, yeah, the Grizzlies get in on this. They help facilitate the trade. They do still lose a couple first round picks, which I know a lot of people are probably going to be a little bit upset about in Memphis, but you needed a guy. Um, just sticking it out with Tyus Jones plus maybe whatever player you pick up in the draft was something the Grizzlies were obviously looking at, but maybe not fully comfortable with. Now you've got a guy who is proven. He plays on both ends of the court, maybe not quite as strong on offense, but you have someone with experience in high profile games in the playoffs against some of the best teams in the league. And that's something that the Grizzlies highly valued, apparently. So there it is. If you're the Celtics, you get more than what you originally bargained for. If you're the Wizards, you get pretty much the exact same scenario that you were already happy with in the original trade. And if you're the Grizzlies, you get to sneak in here and pick up Marcus Smart in a situation where you weren't involved in this trade at all. So I still think it really comes out to everyone's benefit at the end of the day. It's just the Grizzlies instead of the Clippers. So there's the amended trade. Just throwing together something quick here at this point to sort of get it out there. But hopefully this one actually goes through. They're pretty much out of time now. So if this trade does not actually get finalized, then Porzingis automatically opts out of his player option, and then he's a free agent, and all hell breaks loose. So there is that. So if you have thoughts on the new version of this trade, feel free to let me know. But good on everyone involved here to make this trade happen anyway. They got the rug pulled out of them basically at the last possible second, and they still pulled off a trade. So Celtics get their guy, Wizards and Grizzlies get some assets, and we'll see what happens in the draft tomorrow. Hopefully, nothing crazy happens between then and now. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.